जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Everyone can unmute and say this mantra. Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Thank you so much. So, change the sharing. So, who were in the call last time? Do you remember where we left?
Chapter 2, Shloka 10 or 11?
We didn't go that far.
2.7 we completed.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. We completed verse 7. Okay, so let me get some slides there. You see this text 2.7 slide? Anybody can tell me what do they say? Prachi, do you see? What do you see?
Yeah, it's Karprani Dosapani Sloka.
Okay. So last time we read up to this one. Was there anybody not present last time in this call now today? I see Pratima was there, Swami was there.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, this is Anil. I think I'm not present last time.
Anil Prabhu, okay. You were there the last to last?
Yes, Prabhu. I was there last.
You were there in the beginning, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, okay. And Ishani Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I was here last week.
Okay, yeah. And Geeta? Geeta.asw@gmail.
No, I was not there last time.
Okay. Have you attended any of this in chapter 2? Any presentation? Any meeting? Last couple of?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Which one? The first one?
Yeah. I was in initial classes.
Okay, so what do you recall, Geeta? Can you tell us so that I don't have to go all the way to the back? I'm putting on a spot. Do you recall what did you discuss last time when you were there? Okay, that's fine. So anybody remember before? Now this is 2.7. Let us read this one. Who is talking here? Who is saying now I am confused? Okay, can someone read?
Arjuna.
Arjuna.
Okay, Arjuna. Okay, Prachi, can you read the English?
Yeah. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of misery weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me.
Okay. So far, thank you. So far in chapter 1, Arjuna was giving so many arguments, right? Do you remember what are those arguments Arjuna gave? He doesn't want to fight because of number 1, he was feeling compassion for his
Compassion.
relatives, right?
Yeah.
What was the next reason?
Enjoyment.
Enjoyment. He was thinking that he cannot enjoy after his relatives are dead. Number 3. Number 3.
Like how he can kill his teacher and attachment.
Yeah, so that is the, like, if it teaches, then sorry. Okay, how can he kill his teacher? So what will happen if you kill your teacher? You get sin.
Yeah.
You get sinful reaction, right? Papa.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the number 4 reason he did not want to fight towards the last chapter of first chapter, last part of chapter 1?
The traditional things may go off. He may miss their family. Traditional.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah. When the ancestors are gone, there is no one to teach the youngster how to, carry on the family traditions and the rituals to be offered to the ancestors. So when old people die in family, the younger people, they have to offer pinda dan and all those rituals so that the departed soul may, get a peaceful destination. They will not, suffer. So that's why in our Vedic culture, children, they offer, Krishna prasadam or Vishnu prasadam to the departed soul, and then the soul, if somehow or other, if they are, because of some sinful reactions, they are suffering, they may not get a material or spiritual body. They may be in a subtle body, like a ghost or ghostly body, and they may be going through different sufferings. So the rituals may be performed so that they stay, they elevate themselves to the heaven or more than heaven, to the spiritual world. But if the youngsters, they don't know any culture, they don't offer any prasad to their departed soul, they're in their family, then what happens is, like Arjuna says, that those departed souls, they go to hell, they live in hell. So, and then also the people in this world also, there is anarchy, there is a social disturbance, because the population is not good, the character is not good. Now you can see, particularly we can see in Western countries, particularly in this country, you can see a lot of social tensions because of the bodily concept of life. People are fighting with each other. So Arjuna was hesitating to fight because of that. And now in this chapter, verse 6, last verse that we read, what Arjuna says, I don't know whether I should fight or I should not fight. Because if I fight and if I kill them, then I cannot enjoy. And if I don't fight and I go away from the battle, then I cannot enjoy, because I have to just become a beggar. So either way I cannot enjoy. So now in this verse, in verse 7, then Arjuna is telling that, I'm totally confused now because of miserly weakness, karpanya dosha. And we discussed last time what is a karpanya. Karpanya means who is a miserly weakness. So he got the miserly weakness. A miser is the one who do not utilize the assets one has in his possession. So the opposite of the Karpanya is Brahmana, who is the broad-minded. It's not that Brahmana by caste, but the one who has been trained in the spiritual science, Brahma Janati Brahmana, who knows the Brahma or the spiritual science, who is conversant with spiritual science, who knows the spiritual science. It's Brahmana. So he has this miserly weakness. And now Arjuna is very, very open. He is not saying that, I can solve my problem. He is telling that, my dear Krishna, please help me. Now, please tell me, what should I do? What is best for me? You see? So many times we also have this problem, right? We don't know what should we do in life, right? Many times we face this problem. Many times. Most often we have this problem in our life that, sometime like, we should stay in this country or go back to our own country. Should I go out for shopping or just stay home? How to maintain the social distancing? Should I get, to this situation or not get to this? Should I, in this situation, it is very difficult. Should I take a flight or should I drive my car? Or, don't travel at all. So there are different levels of decision to be made, and we have to face this situation every now and then. So the best thing for Arjuna was Krishna was there as his guide, his best friend. For us also, Krishna is always there in the form of his book. He has sent the spiritual master. So we can also seek guidance from Krishna's instruction. So Arjuna is surrendering to Krishna. He is saying, I am your disciple. I am a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So before this, you see, Krishna was just hearing from Arjuna. That's fine. But now, because Arjuna has fully surrendered to Krishna, then only Krishna can give some deeper knowledge, which will help Arjuna to overcome all his sorrow, his miserly weakness. His senses are dried up, and all those problems he is facing, he has lost his composure. So Krishna is going to help him. So let's move to the next verse. Let me change the slide. Okay. So we are in verse 8. I will read the sloka. Arjuna is continuing to speak on this verse. Nahi prapasyami mamanupadyat yashokam ushoshanam indriyanam avapya bhumo asapatnam riddham rajyam shuranam apichadipatyam. Someone read the translation.
I can find no means to dry away this grief which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it even if I win a prosperous, unrevealed kingdom on earth, with sovereignty like a demigods in heaven.
Thank Thank you so much. So, this is called full surrender. Arjuna first says, I am soul surrendered to you. You can give me the solution. But then he is not going, to think that, okay, you are my guru, but then, I can just search in Wikipedia, or maybe I can ask, somebody else. He's not doing like that. What he is doing? He is completely surrendering to Krishna, and he is saying that only you and only you can drive away, remove all my grief, because of which my senses are dried up. Yashokam ushoshanam indriyanam. Shoshanam is drying up, indriyanam, my senses are drying up. He's saying. So you are the only one who can satisfy my senses, because the next verse we will see, Sanjaya says Krishna's name is also Rishikesha, that means the master of senses. So he is surrendering to Krishna and only Krishna. He is saying, you are the only one. I will not be able to dispel even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom. Prosperous. So we may have, a lot of money. We may be billionaire or trillionaire, or, we may own many things. But still, we may not be able to solve the real problem of life. We have to seek shelter in a spiritual master, a spiritual doctor, I say, not a material doctor. He's saying that even if I have all the wealth, I am very prosperous. This problem that I am facing, it cannot be removed. Unrivaled kingdom, like I may have a kingdom, but unrivaled. Asapatnam, patni, wife, sapatni is co-wife. So he says asapatnam, without co-wife. That means no competition. Co-wives, there may be competition. So he's saying, like, without any competition, sovereignty, like, nobody compete with me. Even if I have everything, peacefully settled, even if I have the kingdom like the Devatas in Swarga, even then I cannot solve the problem. So let's see. Okay. So when we read the purport, everybody in the call have a copy of Bhagavad Gita or access to online Gita at their home. Anybody who do not have access to Gita, Bhagavad Gita as it is that we are studying here? Because I recommend that we have to study the Bhagavad Gita as it is translated by our founder Acharya A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. That's where you can understand all these descriptions that I am giving you, and then our discussion can be a fruitful discussion. But if you have a copy translated by someone else, then what they are doing just academic knowledge and scholarship. So like there are professors of religion, what they have to do, they have to write some books. Sometimes they just take the Bhagavad Gita and then they do a translation in their own way. So the Bhagavad Gita is a science. It cannot be understood by someone who is not practicing the science. So we have to learn it from somebody who is practicing the spiritual science, as Lord Krishna given in Bhagavad Gita. This we described in the Science of Self-Realization modules, that we have to go through a practicing devotee. So Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, he is a practicing devotee, and he has translated because he knows the heart of Krishna, what Krishna, the speaker of Bhagavad Gita, wants to convey. So he puts as it is. So therefore, if you need a copy of this Bhagavad Gita, please let me know. You can put your name and and your email address in the chat. I can send you, or I can send you a link, at least for the time being, to have an online version available for you. So when you read the purport, the commentary given by Srila Prabhupada, he says that academic knowledge, scholarship, and high positions are useless to solve problems of life. Why? I'm going to ask you why academic knowledge, scholarship, and high positions are useless. Because we have to understand what is the problems of life. Can anybody from Science of Self-Realization module remember what are the 4 problems of life, beginning with birth?
Age,
Pardon?
old age,
Yes.
then
Yeah.
death,
Death.
Death. Yeah. One more. One more.
Disease.
Disease. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
Birth, death,
and
old
rebirth.
age. Yes. Birth, death, old age, and disease. These are the problems of life. Because of the birth, you will have old age. You cannot avoid old age. By academic knowledge, scholarship, and high position, can you stop old age? People are trying to search, different types of cosmetics or different type of surgical methods to stay young. But still, you can never stop old age. And nobody can stop death. And disease comes every now and then. Our doctors are able to stop this COVID? No. There may be vaccines, so many vaccines. The new strain is coming. Some new strain will come. Some new virus will come. So this will keep on going. So all of this problem can be solved in one stroke. What is that? Do not take birth. Okay. So how to not take birth in this material world? Only Krishna, his instruction in this Bhagavad Gita, and a representative, the one, a guru who represents Krishna, who has got the knowledge in disciplic succession from Krishna, from Bhagavad Gita. They can help and guide us. No other person. A materialist cannot help in this real problem of life. Victory and royal kingdom cannot remove Arjuna's lamentation. Even unrivaled kingdom on earth, even opulence like demigods cannot help him. So who are demigods? Demigods are the devatas that we say in Sanskrit. In English, we have translated, Srila Prabhupada has given this word, demigod. That means people think that, oh, they're like Hinduism is like, many gods. But there is only one God, Krishna. Ekale Ishwar Krishna Arashava Bhritya. It is said by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Krishna himself. He says, Ekale Ishwar Krishna. There is only one Ishwar or God, who is Krishna. Arasava Bhritya. And all others are Bhritya. That means servants. We are all servants of God. Even the demigods, they are servants of Krishna. But they are empowered living entities. Even one of us can also become demigods when we qualify. So they are empowered. They are qualified to control certain aspects of this material world. They are within this material world. They are in charge of certain things, like Indra is in charge of rain. Varuna is in charge of water bodies, like that. So you have different devatas in charge of different things. So even if he becomes one of as powerful as Indra, Arjuna thinks that his lamentation cannot be removed. Only Krishna can solve. In this verse, Srila Prabhupada tells that one has to approach a spiritual master directly to Krishna, or because now we can say, oh, I will surrender to Krishna, but Krishna is not there, then, whom should I surrender? We have to surrender as a disciple to one who represents Krishna. Like, for example, the government has law and order, rules are there. And we have to abide by the local government. And there are representatives, like officers. So we have to abide by them. So the guru who represents Krishna, we have to accept their guidance. Krishna will tell in chapter 4 that you have to surrender to a spiritual master, serve menially, and ask questions sincerely. Not just for like challenging something that you are a guru, so tell me this. Not like that. But like in the mood of Arjuna, that I am confused, I need help, kindly help me. Like that. So who is Guru? Srila Prabhupada quotes this one. Kiva Vipra, Kiva Nyasi Sudra ke na noy, Jai Krishna Tattva Vetta Sai Guru hoy. Kiva Vipra. Vipra is a Brahman, a learned Vedic scholar. Or a Nyasi, as a sannyasi, who is in renounced order of life. Shudra. Somebody is a Shudra, that means they are serving all other higher hierarchies like Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishya. The Shudras, they have skill, they work, they are the hard workers, they work with materials and tools. So whether you are a Shudra or you are a sannyasi or you are a person who is a learned scholar in Vedic wisdom, doesn't matter. What matters is, if he is a master in the science of Krishna, he is the perfect and bona fide spiritual master. Jai Krishna Tattva Vetta. If you know the Krishna Tattva, then you are Guru. Or anyone who knows the Krishna Tattva is Guru. It's not by the caste system. Okay, so on the right side, another sloka here, qualification of a Guru. Shadkarmani puno vipro mantra tantra visharadaha avaishnava guru nasyad vaishnava swapacho guru. Can someone read this translation? Aditya, can you read?
Sir, a scholarly Brahmana, expert in all subjects of Vedic knowledge, is unfit to become a spiritual master without being Vaishnava, or expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. But a person born in a family of a lower caste can become a spiritual master if he is a Vaishnava or Krishna conscious. Thank you.
This comes from Padma Purana. Vaishnava Swapacho Guru. So if someone is a Vaishnava, if someone is Krishna Tattva Veda, so the sloka on the left side says, you know the Krishna Tattva. And then the right side says, again, same thing, but in a different way. It says that you may be even outcast. So left side is saying Shudra. So there is Varnasrama system. Lord Krishna will tell in chapter 4, Chaturvarnam my system, Guna Karma Vibhagasaha. This system, the different class of people are there in society based on Guna and Karma, their qualities and their activities. So the lowest among those Varna is Shudra. He is still in Varnasrama system, following the Vedic rules and regulations. But Swapacho is is a lower than Shudra. That means he is the outcast, not even a Varnasama system, not following any rules and regulations. Even that, if he is a devotee of Krishna, he can become Guru. So it is not by birth that, because I am born in Brahman family, so I can, become so and so, and I can be. Yes, one can become only when one becomes devotee of Krishna. So left side, the sloka is saying you are in knowledge of Krishna, and right side is saying that you are practicing that knowledge. So it is not just the knowledge that I know Krishna, but if you know something that you are applying also. It is not just like a parrot that, parrot is chanting, right? You know that the parrot story, that a parrot is, somehow landed in a saint's hut, and then the saintly person, taught him, to chant. He saw that, okay, some hunter or the bird catcher, the person who comes and catches these birds, and he taught the bird that, okay, that the bird catcher will come to the forest and I should not be caught, something like that. And she was singing, and the parrot kept on singing. And then when the sadhu was gone, and then the bird catcher, the hunter came, spread the grain, and then spread the net, and then the bird is caught. And then bird's friends, all of them, they were singing the song, the hunter will come, throw the grain, and you shouldn't be caught in the net. And they were all caught in the net, and they are singing the song. So not like that, not like a parrot. So we have to apply this. It's applied science. So the one who has understood properly will apply it in their life, because they are convinced. Okay, so that person is a guru. So we have to surrender to that person, and we have to accept their guidance to solve the problems of life. Okay, so let us move to verse 9. Now, in this verse, Sanjaya is speaking. As we have told that, Sanjaya is the secretary of Dhritarashtra, and he is narrating this Kurukshetra war, what is happening there. Dhritarashtra is asking, what is going on, tell me. And Sanjaya has got this Divya Drushti, television power, right? So he can see and he can narrate the whole thing. And then he is actually narrating this Bhagavad Gita to Dhritarashtra, right? So Sanjaya uvacha evam muktva rishikesham gudakesham parantapah nayosya iti govindam uktva tushnim babhuvaha. Okay, someone, Ishani, would you like to read English?
Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna, chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent.
Thank you. So the narrator Sanjaya is telling what Arjuna did. So he says, Gudakesha Parantapa. So Gudakesha is translated here as Arjuna. Parantapa is chastiser of enemy. He tells to Krishna, that means Krishna's name is here, Govindam. Na yosya iti Govindam. I shall not fight Govinda. And fell silent. Tushnim babhuha. So, 4 things in this verse. So there are many aspects, but 4 things are Hrishikesha, Govindam, Gudakesha, and Parantapa. So 2 words, Hrishikesha and Govinda, addressed to Krishna, and Gudakesha and Parantapa addressed to Arjuna. Sanjaya is saying these words. Why? Because Dhritarashtra, Srila Prabhupada says in the purport that Dhritarashtra must have been very glad now. Why? Because, Arjuna is saying, feeling silent, and he is saying that I will not fight. So Dhritarashtra is looking for that opportunity that, without fighting, my sons would win. So Sanjaya is devotee. He is devotee of Krishna. He is blessed by Vyasdev, who is devotee of Krishna, under which established succession we are getting this Bhagavad Gita, who has compiled this Vedic knowledge. So he is a devotee of Krishna. So he understands the mind of Dhritarashtra. So he disappoints him by saying these words. He says, Hrishikesam, Krishna, who is the controller of senses, who will control the senses of Arjuna, who is controlling the senses of Arjuna. So Krishna is actually controller of senses, controller of our senses. Rishikena Rishikesa Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. It is defined that the bhakti definition of a devotional service is by serving with our purified senses to the master of senses. That means we have got our hands and legs, we have got our mouth to speak, we have speaking power, we have power to see and hear. So all the different senses we have got. These senses, when we use in service of Krishna, then that becomes devotional service. So Arjuna, he will be enlightened by controller of senses of Arjuna, right? So he will be enlightened by Hrishikesa, and then he will fight. So that is bhakti. When we are convinced that we have to serve Krishna with our heart and soul, then that is the devotion, that is the love. So Arjuna is Krishna's friend, but now he has confusion, and that confusion will be removed, and he will fight. Arjuna is called Parantapa. He has the capacity to chastise the enemy. He has the power. He has all the assets, all the weapons given by Indra, given by Agni, all different kind of powerful weapons he has. He can defeat enemies. So he's not going to run away. He's going to defeat, because he will be enlightened by Krishna, because now he has surrendered to Krishna. So Govindam. So Krishna is also called Govinda because he pleases the senses. And Gudakesa. Gudakesa is represented to Arjuna because he has overcome sleep. That means he has overcome ignorance. He has, to some extent, controlled the senses. He controlled the senses for achieving the higher level of skill in archery. He used to practice, like you guys did drama in the end of the first chapter, and Gudakesa, right? So one of the actor was asking, like, am I also Gudakesa? So Gudakesa means the senses should be controlled above ignorance. Okay, so let's see the next verse. Sanjaya continues. Tamuvacha Rishikesha prahasan iva bharata senayorubhayor madhye vishidantam vidam vachaha. Okay. Somebody is deep here. Can you read English?
O descendant of Bharata, at the time Krishna smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna.
Okay. So Sanjaya is saying to Dhritarashtra, he is saying, "O Bharata," so that means a descendant of Bharat, King Bharat. He is a Bharatvanshi. So at that time, what time? When When Arjuna says, I am not going to fight, at that time, Krishna smiles and speaks. So there are different reasons why Krishna is smiling here. Can someone tell why Krishna is smiling? No reason?
Because of his ignorance.
Yes. So these are all different reasons. Acharyas, our spiritual masters in disciplic succession, they have understood Krishna's mind in different ways. So Krishna is smiling because of different reasons. The first reason Srila Prabhupada gives in purport, that he was smiling simply because now he was talking in a argumentative way, like a friend, but now he has surrendered and he is ready to hear from Krishna. He has surrendered as a disciple. So he is happy that now he is going to listen from me carefully. So he was smiling also because Arjuna is contradicting himself. How? Because he speaks like a learned person. But he is speaking, from the lower than spiritual science. He's contradicting himself. He's saying Patanti Pitaro hi esham lupta pindodaga kriya in 141. Like I was telling you in the beginning that we were discussing about 4 regions in chapter 1. He described that the ancestors will go to hell because there will not be any offering to the pinda by the current generation to their departed souls. So lupta pindotaka kriya. So the pindotaka kriya, that will be lupta. It will be out of culture. Like in America, nobody knows how to, offer Krishna Prasadam or Vishnu Prasadam to the departed soul and then liberate them from their sinful sufferings. There's nothing existing here. So Patanti Pitaro, so those Pitars, the departed souls, ancestors, they fall down. They do not elevate to the heavenly planets or to the spiritual realm, but they come to the lower planets or the hellish life. So that means Arjuna knows that after dying, someone, survives. So he knows that actually I'm not going to kill the Atma. He knows about Atma. He knows about the soul. But he is thinking that he will kill them. So that's why he is contradicting himself. Krishna also smiles so that the further discussion may be interesting. And Arjuna is not like threatened. Kind of, you do the icebreaker and then you make your serious point very interesting. There are some other regions, very deep regions are also discussed here. Krishna thinks that if I wanted, I could have changed your mind, but I will not be able to deliver this Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is Rishikesa. He is a controller of senses. He could have changed the mind of Arjuna, right? He can change. But then he doesn't do that so that he can speak this Bhagavad Gita to the benefit of all of us. So Krishna also thinks that I am the one you change your mind, that although you are a devotee, although you have all the good qualities, but now you are not, coming forward to fight, you have overcome by this grief. So after teaching this Bhagavad Gita, I will change your mind again. And then by this smile, the Sanjaya is telling to Dhritarashtra that Krishna smiles means, your sons are going to be finished. Krishna is going to give this Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Arjuna is going to empowered and then your sons are going to be finished. So this smile gives confidence to the Pandavas, friends of Krishna. On the other hand, other side, the Kauravas, the enemy side, they are fearful because now Krishna smiles. That means Krishna is against them. So Krishna smiled, and Krishna was giving this Bhagavad Gita throughout this this conversation, and he was continuing his dialogue with Arjuna, and he was clarifying his doubt. And let's see if we have time. We can go to a one verse, but again, I want to summarize that this concludes our first section, verse 1 to 10, which is Arjuna's further doubt and his surrender to Krishna. So can anybody remember the acronym we gave to this chapter? Gita. So G stands for
Guru.
Guru. Thank you. So from verse 1 to 10, we understood that Arjuna surrenders to his Guru Krishna. Therefore, all the living entities, all of us, all people should approach a Guru to solve the problem of life, right? So that is Guru. What is next one section? 11 to 30 is Jnana. Krishna is going to give knowledge, and he is saying, fight. There is no death for the soul. You are a eternal soul. You are not this body. Excuse me. So fight with this knowledge. So what is the acronym for this? G-I-T-A, right? So G for Guru, I for Sachin. What is I for? No? Okay. Identity. Okay, next time I'm going to ask this again. Okay. G for Guru, I for identity. What is your real identity? That you are this eternal soul. You are not this body. T for two duties. So two duties will come in this Karma Kanda and Buddhi Yoga. Two duties. So G-I-T. A. What is A? Last section. Sthita Pragya. A for? Somebody speaking? Okay. A for Atma Rama. Okay. So G-I-T-A. In the content of this chapter, chapter 2, contents of Gita summarized, we can summarize in an acronym called GITA, Gita. Guru, identity, two duties, and Atma Rama. All right? Okay. I think we should discuss more, take questions, and then clarify if there is any confusion or doubt or anything which doesn't make sense so far. Please unmute yourself, and then we can just discuss, because the group is not very big. So let us start. Any discussion, question, comments? Somebody has said something in chat. I don't have Bhagavad Gita book. Can I have one? Okay. Okay, recommend me how to buy. Swami, can you, Narayana Prabhu, Swami Mataji needs one Bhagavad Gita. Is there anybody else who need a Bhagavad Gita? Please tell now. You can unmute and tell. Narayana Prabhu is here. He can supply you Bhagavad Gita copy. Please contact him.
It is there at my home. If Maryland had somebody can collect it, or if it is different places, we have to send it to someone.
So, can you type your email address? Narayana Prabhu, you need an email address to.
Yes. No,
Yes,
see,
Prabhu.
they want to collect it from Maryland Heights so that I can give my address.
Yeah, I can get through courier, Prabhuji. I can send the amount.
Okay, that's fine. So you say send your address. I will post it.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Send it in the chat so that I can send it.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Anybody else need a copy of Bhagavad Gita? Please tell to Narayana Prabhu now. It's a very nice, very auspicious to begin your new year now, 2021. So, okay, questions, comments? Okay, Ishani, everything makes sense to you so far we discussed?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you understand everything what we discussed? Do you agree with what Bhagavad Gita is telling you, or you have some doubts to clarify?
No, I agree.
Okay. So agree means do you apply the science of Bhagavad Gita? That's what we agree, right?
Yeah, I'm learning to apply.
Very nice. Yeah, everyone is learning. Yes, this is a learning curve, a long learning curve. Yes. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, read. Now, next time we're going to read from verse 11 to maybe 14. So I encourage everybody to read those verses and purports, and then the discussion may be more, more in-depth discussion when you study, read the book, and then we can go deeper in discussion. Okay. So who is next? Aditya.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Sir, my question is that as discussed earlier, that fighting was the only way for Krishna to kill all those bad people. But when you compare that condition right now at present, so there are more number of bad peoples today in this world as compared to those times. So what is the solution for that?
The solution is approach to Bhagavad Gita and learn what Krishna wants us to do. Approach a guru. That's what we studied. Guru, G for guru. So we have the book, like we were discussing last time in our college group. Krishna gives you different kind of medicine in this book. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So he will give different prescriptions. He says, if you have headache, you take this medicine. If you have stomach ache, you take this medicine. If you have, leg pain, then you take this medicine. Ultimately, there is only one problem. Okay? There is only one problem. But people are in different levels of their consciousness. So Krishna has different levels of medicines in this book. So he says, you have to take this medicine as per the prescription of a doctor. And who is the doctor? Krishna is the doctor, spiritual doctor for Arjuna. But for us, we have to access our spiritual doctor, who is the spiritual master. And what is the qualification of the spiritual master? Jai Krishna Tattva Vitta, Sai Guru Hai. Vaishnava Sapasha Guru. That we discussed about qualification of a spiritual master who is coming in disciplic succession directly from Krishna. Krishna gave this knowledge to his student. His student gave the knowledge to his student. Gradually, that way, this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is coming to us by Guru Shishya Parampara. we have to approach to them and we have to get the solution. So then we can overcome all the negativity going on in the world. So, okay. So
Yes.
although there is a lot of problem around in the world, but we can stay within the spiritual world when we follow the instruction of spiritual master, when we follow the instruction of Bhagavad Gita in our life. Arjuna was trained as a Kshatriya, so he was giving instruction in that way. Now we have a different kind of training, so we need different kind of advice. Depending on our training, our psychophysical nature, we have to act, we have to do our duty. And what is that duty? We have to understand from a spiritual master. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is that okay with you?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay. Prakash, do you want to share something? You're unmuted.
Guruji, actually today, because some problem in the power, I join on late only. Sorry, actually next time I'll try to join.
No problem. I understand your situation. You are joining us from India that early in the morning, and there are different disturbing situations. So no problem. Please read these verses. You have the copy of Bhagavad Gita with you in English?
Yeah, my daughter also studies actually. She was in Chinmaya Mission. I'll come well prepared next time actually.
Please read this version. Bhagavad Gita as it is by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Yeah, I have Hare Krishna edition actually.
Yes. So if you read this one, please read. We studied today from verse 7 to 10.
Earlier also I'll get myself acquainted and then I'll be well prepared for the next class actually. That's all.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much. I really appreciate that. Anilji, you have something to share?
I was very convinced with today's session, Prabhuji. I don't have any questions.
Okay. So you are convinced that we have to apply this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita in our life, right? This is not a theoretical science, but it is applied science.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, I was convinced.
Okay. Where do you live? I forgot. Like you are in St. Louis?
No, I live in Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines, right?
Yes, Des Moines, Iowa. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Pratima, you have been very active since the beginning in this. Do you have anything to share?
No, Prabhuji, I don't have anything. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your participation. Okay, Swami needs the Bhagavad Gita. Prachi?
I don't have any question.
Okay, how do you apply the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita in your life?
For now, I started with chanting.
Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra daily?
Yeah.
Wow, that's very nice. So when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we learn from Bhagavad Gita, again and again our spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada will tell us that Kali Kale Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. So one may say that Krishna is not there, but Krishna is there in his sound form. Krishna is there in the Archa Vigraha. Similarly, Krishna is there in his sound form. So one may not be always there present in front of a Krishna's Archa, Krishna's Murti, Krishna's deity. But one can always carry Krishna in heart. Krishna is in everyone's heart, he teaches in Bhagavad Gita. And whenever we are chanting, Krishna is there. So we can chant and we can always be with Krishna. Deep Sai, I couldn't hear you. You want to share something? Okay. Okay, last but not least, Sachin.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, I have been, I'm sorry I could not attend a lot of classes because I have been into a transition of universities right now. So, uh, but uh, uh, but I intend to, continue attending the classes.
Okay, are you chanting regularly now?
Yeah, I'm chanting daily, but not for 16 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds. I'm chanting.
Thank you so much. Yeah, anything that we maintain, we can maintain regularly.
Yeah, it so happens that when the classes are, sometimes I'm, applying for something, and then I see the Amrendra Prabhu lectures. So I was seeing the um art of chanting, a lot of Hari Katha, Bhaktamal, Tukaram, and lot of Vrindavan devotees there. They are paying obeisances around the Giridhar, that Govardhan Parvat. They make 64 rounds and they do
Very nice.
120. Yeah, so a lot of Hari Katha I've been listening to.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So with this, I think we heard from everybody here. Narayana Prabhu, you have anything to share?
Yeah, maybe one thing I can say is we are talking about the Guru.
Yes.
So in the spiritual life, as we have a Guru for everything, any education that we take, swimming, or maybe our material so education, anything that we will go through a Guru. So in the similar way, for a spiritual also, it's very, very important to follow the instructions of Guru. So right now, Rupavilas Prabhu is in a Guru position. He is teaching us, and he is just uh, he is giving the knowledge that he received from the parampara. So that we need to adapt, and we have to uh, take him as a guru kind of thing, and then we have to proceed. And so a lot of very important points are coming up. In the next topic is going to be identity. That is, who is Atma, who is the body. So there is a real practical life with examples he is going to give it. So please attend on time and get the complete knowledge about this Bhagavad Gita. Especially chapter 2 is very important. It's covering entire Bhagavad Gita contents of in the Bhagavad Gita. So please attend, and at the end of the second chapter, as we promised, we will have a drama which covers entire thing. So that is one more thing I can say on that. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So yes, this knowledge, like Arjuna has surrendered to Krishna, and he is ready to hear from Krishna with with patience. So this knowledge requires a patience. If we are very restless, oh, I want to learn this overnight, or in 1 month or 1 week, yeah, we may try. There is no harm in trying to learn as fast as possible, but also because we have been conditioned in this material world for such a long time, because we are getting different kind of education, we are, people say that spiritually you are brainwashing. But we need brainwashing because our brain has been dirty for so long. So that will take long time. As much dirty we have, that much time it may take to clean, because theoretically we can understand, but to get this knowledge to the application level, it has to sink in our heart. So the only thing we request all of you is to be patient and keep moving with the book, the knowledge that we are getting from Krishna, and and it will take some time. We can thoroughly understand this, and we'll learn from each other through these discussions. So thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Have a nice week and see you next Sunday. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.